Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Cryptane's Let's Play. Last episode, we ended up getting in our little cave and started getting set up. I know I didn't really get much done, but I've done a few things here just to get us set up for the next episode. So, I'll go over a couple things here before I get into news and whatnot for the day. So, as you can probably hear, some chickens. I made a little farm. I know, animal cruelty. Mostly, I just wanted eggs, because we're going to be moving to a new location today, as I talk about some things. So what I did also was I made a little mine, a little mine shaft. Didn't really go very far, but ended up into an actual network, and then I just kind of mined a few things, mostly just coal and iron. I didn't really go too far because this isn't going to be where we're staying for long, but I wanted to have enough to do some torches. I know I can make charcoal and whatnot, but just to get it started. I got a carrot from a zombie. That was very nice of him. So I got some carrots going outside, but as well as some wheat, and we got ourselves a little setup. So here's some of our stuff. I'm going to grab a few things. I went and found a new location. I'll take that too. Actually, let's see what we can get here. I went and tried to find a new location. Went one way, desert. Another way, swamp. And I kind of want our place of operations to be on the water. So, is there anything there? No. I got the eggs, right? And I thought the chicken farm was just like, eggs. Certainly a lot easier to bring eggs somewhere and just make some chickens that way. Plus, we can always come back here if need be. So, hopefully it's daytime. Okay. So, we're going to go to the new location now, and then I'm going to start talking about things. So, like I said, I'm always scared. I'm terrified of this world. Oh, I'm scared. We're going. So anyways, okay. So it was all desert that way, and then swamp that way. And then obviously our base. I don't like how you can't look behind you. There we go. So we're saying goodbye to this place for now, but I can always come back. So off we go. Anyways, so I was thinking, like, you know what? I thought I'd go over inspiration of why I'm making this Let's Play, and who I've followed over the years. And there's two people that really come to mind, specifically with Minecraft. And that is X's Adventure in Minecraft. He's the first person I've ever really seen play a Minecraft Let's Play. And, we can go faster here. And, it's pretty basic. I mean, this is back when Minecraft didn't really have anything. So, if you're not familiar with how Minecraft used to be, it didn't used to have pretty much anything other than just the basics of trees, getting a few tools, and that's that. There wasn't really, there wasn't the end. There wasn't even the Nether or anything. So he's doing that in a time before all that started, and he did a series, and I'm not sure if the quality stands up now, but it was an amazing series back then for me, being new to Minecraft. And I thought you might want to look into that as well. So here's the new place that I found. I wanted a forested area that was on the water. And it looks like, I checked it around a little bit. It kind of loops around, so it's like a little bit of a peninsula. And I thought that'd be great. I plan to just basically just strip this whole place. You'll see. As I just wanted to make sure you knew where I was before I started to get it too ahead of us here. I also came here and lit it up a little bit, and got a basic little chest here, so we can get ourselves situated. So I think I'm gonna make a little farm right here, actually. Is that me? Oh, woo! Anyway, so X's Adventures, I recommend checking that out. I'll give you a link to his series. I think it's like 100 episodes. Obviously, you don't have to watch them all, but you might be interested. I also learned how to, well, not do that. Torches in either hand, if you haven't figured that feature out. To bring a hoe, good. So then the other person, which you probably do know, I've been following him. He's been around almost as long as X. And that's Etho's lab. He does a lot of stuff, but his vanilla series is what I've been following over the years. I still watch him to this day, as you do. I brought seeds hopefully. And I would recommend that to anybody. He's got a nice vanilla world if that's your thing. He also does a lot of modded Minecraft, but the vanilla stuff, and he does a lot of technical stuff with redstone and just contraptions, mob farms, whatnot. So it's a really good way to get that ball going and to watch him. He's pretty entertaining, and it's also, yet again, you watch his series, you see from his first episode onward, you can see how he's evolved over the years. It's really great, actually. So anyways, those are the two people. I'll give you links to both of those. Anyways, so on to the tech. So Oculus, I know I talked about that last episode, but I just wanted to throw that out there, that Oculus is also working with Windows and Windows 10 edition of Minecraft. So they got that kind of going out there. There was some hands-on that people were doing. And you'll be able to... that's pretty cool if that actually comes out. I don't know if it'll work with the Vive 2. It might, in which case, whatever. But if that's your selling point, if you're watching this and you're like, oh man, I want to try VR, but if I do get VR, I want the one that works with Minecraft. Well, that's potentially the one. Mind you, the Windows 10 edition is behind compared to the one that is just straight up an executable on your computer, like the one I'm playing right here. So it would not have Windows 1.9 and whatnot. So I don't know how that'll fare for you. But I thought I'd bring that up. So then there's a couple things I wanted to go over. The Avant-Garde Glyph, which is kind of like a headphones, and it's not 3D, but it's a little eyewear piece. And I'll put a link to that. It's pretty expensive. It's like $700. So granted, but the way it works is it shoots light at these reflective mirrors, and then that gets shot back into your eyes. And the way that, yeah, it sounds horrible, but the way that it works is it's actually pretty natural. But the way that it works is that instead of seeing a screen like your cell phone, let's say, right up to your face where you can start to see the pixels, because this is reflected off millions of tiny mirrors, you actually can't see the screen door effect. Or at least, at the very least, it's very muted. It's only 720p resolution, but it's like basically looking at a from what I understand, a 70-inch screen a couple meters out. Oh, shoot. A 720p screen like a couple meters out. And it would be really great because the idea is that you could watch movies, but the cool thing is, like, let's say you're limited on space, you're traveling somewhere, and you want to have that full engrossing experience. You got your cell phone, you got some Netflix, and you could watch this. You could go somewhere, a hotel, have this instead of the TV there, and just put this in your face. You have the headphones. Also, if you're in a dorm or whatever the case may be, you're just want private, want to be like, just kind of be in your own little world as you watch something. That's a good way to go. It is expensive now, so I'm not sure how you'd want to go about if that's a little out of the price range, which is it's outside of my price range, that's for sure. So I can understand. I don't know how I didn't get that before, but okay. But I thought it was a cool thing to check out. I'll put a link to that. So then there's also, now here's a cool one. So let's say you got an old laptop, or your parents have an old laptop, or whatever. You got an old computer lying around, and what you could do is you can get this Cloud Ready, which is basically making your laptop work like a Chromebook. Very simple operating system. I guess I needed a shovel, not a pickaxe, huh? So it allows you to put a very simple operating system on your computer, and with that, it'll basically, if your laptop was really slow, you're like, oh, this 5-year-old laptop, basically garbage, but you still have it around because some people don't throw things out. I still have stuff from years ago. you could put this on it, and it actually runs a lot smoother. And now, yes, you will need access to the internet on it, Ethernet cord or whatever the case may be. But if you got that, then you're pretty much good to go. And it'll run. You can go online. You can check out Chrome. You can go on websites and whatnot pretty speedily, and do everything that the Chrome extensions would allow you to do. So that's pretty cool. If you want to kind of revitalize the system in that sense. Also, there's also like another way to be able to get your surfing on a bigger screen, which I use a lot, is a Chromecast. I would highly recommend that too. Whether you're in the Android ecosystem or if you're on an iPhone or whatever, they can all cast to it through at certain apps like Netflix and whatnot. And it's a great way to get your stuff up there. And share it with your friends. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about. Oh, and I'll send you a link for that Cloud Ready, so that way it's just like a 2-minute video on how to like set it up. If you're just curious, heck, you just keep it on a thumb drive and boot it straight from the thumb drive. You don't even need to redo your whole computer if you want to keep your files and everything on there, and then have use of that. Next one is the NextBit Robin, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, and this is a smartphone. It's like a $300 smartphone, 32 gigabytes. And it's just like a medium tier. It's nothing special. But the cool thing is that it's got a really interesting storage backup system. So the way that it works is like, okay, so let's say you're taking pictures, you're filling up your space, and if you're the type to fill up your phone with apps and whatnot, games, what it'll do is, I should have made a bunch of shovels, honestly. I don't know what I'm doing. I just wanted to clear out some space here. But what you do is, as you just use the phone, it always connects this to its servers. You have about 100 gigabytes on there and 32 gigabytes on the phone. And as you use your pictures, what it'll do is it'll condense them, and it'll put them online automatically for you, and it'll free up some space. Now you'll have the little icons, and if you click them and they don't happen to be on your phone, it'll download them. It's all very seamless, same with your videos too. Once they get that up and going, and then apps too, right? So let's say you have like a huge app, a 2 gigabyte app you've downloaded back in the day, a game or something, and you never play it. Well, what it'll do is it'll gray out the icon, and then it'll just leave the icon. So now it's only like a 10 megabyte thing instead of a 2 gigabyte thing, and put that on a cloud so you can access it. And when you click on it, it'll be like, oh, you got to re-download this or whatever. But the great thing is that whenever you get down to about 2 gigabytes of free space, it'll always clear up a few more gigabytes for you. So that way it's always seamlessly orchestrating this in the background. And you can see, oh man, if this is grayed out, you probably never use the app anyways. Maybe you just want to delete it outright. I don't know. Oh, okay. So that's just something to consider. I thought it was a cool thing. I'm mostly thinking, hey, this would be really great if this came to, the mainstays. I personally have a Nexus phone, one of the newer ones, or iPhone. If Apple got a hold of this Tech 2 software, that'd be really cool. So I'll send a link to that. There's a little review of it. You can check it out. And then the last thing I want to talk about was voice recognition technology. So like, okay, Google, Siri. Oh, no, stop. Yeah, I have an Android phone, as you might have just heard there, and it obviously heard me talking. That's okay. Just we'll close that. But anyways, there's a new one that I was checking out, which is I can't check out, but it's called Hound. And the cool thing about Hound, is it's basically like those, but it's a lot faster, it seems. I'll send a link. I'll put a link to that too. But it's a lot faster than the other voice recognitions, and also it's a little bit more like kind of understands. Like you say, I don't know, if you're looking up the weather, and then you're like, oh, but what about Texas? Or now check out Texas, and then it would show you the weather for Texas or whatever. It kind of seamlessly. I know my examples are horrible, but check out that link, and I think it has a video in there that kind of goes over it really quickly.
Definitely going to be a lot more thorough than what I'm doing. I'm mostly just leading you down the path of awesomeness. So go out and enjoy that. So now for some games. So the big games, you've probably heard of it. The Division. If you haven't, then maybe you're not in the well, I guess it's on the PC too. I don't know. If you haven't heard of the Division, I don't. It's everybody's heard of the Division. I'd like to think, but either way, whatever. It looks like a really good game. It's kind of like it's been likened to Destiny a lot. And there's a lot of squid around here. It's been likened to Destiny a lot. So it's an open world, and you have a base that you can kind of upgrade over time. You have your characters, and it's got like a bullet spongy type thing. But the cool thing is the Dark Zone. So it's kind of like an MMO. Well, it is an MMO actually. It's always online, but you can play alone if you wanted to. Essentially, you don't need a party. And the cool thing is there's this Dark Zone that you kind of seamlessly go into, and it's a lot of PvP action goes down. Excuse me. And oh, he sees me for sure. He'll get here eventually. But it's not inherently PvP because you can go in there and there's a whole bunch of other people, and they're not your enemies necessarily, the other players anyways. But so you have some items and you... Oh, shit! Oh. I really don't like... Oh yeah, wait, I gotta tell... What? What is this? Why do you have a sword? Come on, man. Ah. Oh my lord! Okay, I'm gonna eat my apple. I'm gonna go to the safety. I need a bed so bad. I need some wool, but oh, there's a witch. That's crazy. I know they spawn in swamps, so I wouldn't think they would spawn there. Anyways, oh jeez, how far do you see me? Anyways, back to the Division. But so it's a PvP zone where what you can do is you can just turn on people. Okay, they're not coming. Well, whatever, I'll deal with them when he gets here. You can just turn on people to take their loot, but when you turn on people, then everybody else can essentially turn on you. You become a target if you can avoid them for so long, and you get to keep whatever you killed, and if you happen to loot that body off that person you basically went rogue on. It's really cool concepts. It's getting really good high regards. Ubisoft's fastest selling game to date. So I would highly recommend checking that out. No, but seriously, I would. So go check that out. So another game also, Black Desert MMO, probably has the craziest and the most in-depth character creator I have ever seen. It is just phenomenal. You can just tweak every little aspect of your character if that's your thing. It's action combat for an MMO, which is nice. Full range world. Loads seamlessly. Well, once you get in, anyways. And it's really cool. It's got dynamic climbing, kind of like Assassin's Creed. Not really, but you can climb in it at least. You move. Let's say you move at full speed on a road. You get slowed down a little bit. There's also a little bit of momentum, so you have to take I don't know, a half a second to a second to go from stop to a full run and vice versa. Very actiony combat. Looks really cool. Don't know about the it's got like a living city, so to speak. Day and night cycle. Really cool and really good looking too. So a really cool looking game. I'd suggest checking that out for sure if you're into MMOs. I really want to stake that island. Make it my own. This is definitely something I have to do off camera because I'm not getting much done unless it's daytime without a bed, which I need to get some sheeples for. Oh, but the moon's on. The sun's almost coming up, so that'll get rid of. Well, not him because he's in the water, but you know. Anyways, so another game is actually a couple of games, couple indie games, Factario and Stardew Valley. Now, Factario is it's a top-down kind of game. kind of it's overhead, but it's kind of like Minecraft in a way it starts. So you crash land on an island, right? Not an island, sorry, on a planet as a space dude. And you're like, oh man, and then you go and get some coal and some stone, and you're like, oh, I can build a furnace, great. And you're like, okay, well, you've done this in Minecraft a million times. But the great thing about Factario, as the name kind of indicates, it's all about automation. It's about like making the factory, so to speak. So as you get some coal and iron, you oh, isn't that just beautiful? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is why I'm here. I want this view. I want this sunrise. This is where the main building's gonna be. I just want to look over that and be like, yeah, this is I claim this land, my kingdom. Man, it takes forever to get over here. Anyways, so you get automation going. So you get the coal, and you can make an oven. You can start making some metal. You can start making some machines, and you can make conveyor belts that'll move things along, and things that'll grab stuff off the conveyor belts. So eventually you can make something that will mine the coal automatically and mine the metals in the areas, and you can get that all automated. And it's really cool. It's very organic the way that it evolves. And then and you lose track of your time, let's say, and like 4 hours later you're looking at it and you're like, I don't even know how I made this, but it was all organically done at the time. It all just made sense. And it's really cool to get into that. If you like a good time sink kind of game like that, it's early access, but I'd highly recommend checking that out. I'll just leave him. Actually, I'm a little worried I'm just going to die. Do I keep hearing like weird things? That's just me. Anyways, so Factorio is really cool. Stardew Valley, if you've ever heard of Harvest Moon, which you may or may not have, but Harvest Moon back in the day was a game where you get a little farm, and you gotta, and it works. It's like a dump at first start, and you gotta work its way up. And the same thing happens here, Stardew Valley. You get your farm, and you can expand it and grow on it and build it up, and you place all your crops, and you harvest the crops. Stardew Valley does all that. It's basically like a continuation, spiritual successor, so to speak, to that game. And you can create, and there's a whole village too, and you can create relationships with the people in the village, and it's really cool if you're into that kind of simulation type thing. And you can kind of start to get a little bit more automation. You get sprinklers, so you don't have to water the crops every day. There's mining. Then there's also there's a cool little instance where there's like a Walmart essentially in the city, in the town, and you can kind of choose to help the Walmart out, or you can choose because they want to buy a warehouse for some storage, or you can take over the warehouse for the town. So right, it's like the little guy versus the big corporation, or you could join the big corporation. It's kind of interesting dynamic. I'm not sure where that goes, but then you can build relationships. You can get a wife essentially, and then build up your little farm and go from there. Another game where you'll spend tens of hours easily in a game like that. Well, doesn't look too bad unless there's a creeper. So those are the games I check it out. I got a little link to the Stardew Valley, a little beginner's tips, so to speak, at least. So you can check that out. I'll definitely make a bigger farm. This will not be my home base of survival down the road. Hopefully I can get. Well, I can always kill these. Oh, I guess they gotta grow too, right? Well, I can feed up seeds. I think it's seeds that grow them. Anyways, so there's a couple shows. I didn't really watch anything. I did finish Your Lie in April. Fantastic anime, highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, so go ahead and watch that if that's your thing. Jessica Jones, if you like Daredevil, you're gonna like Jessica Jones. Also fantastic. Everything kind of ties together in the Marvel universe, as you know, so they make references to this and that. Really cool. I would highly recommend that too. But then there's a couple shows. These are all YouTube shows. So I'm just gonna go over these really quickly because we're running out of time here. But a highlight reel. A little thing that Kotaku does, funny glitches in video games and whatnot, like really cool kill shots and whatnot. It's like 5-minute videos of just like crazy stuff happening, mostly in the modern games that are happening right now. I would definitely recommend checking that out. Then there's also CGP Grey. He really goes over like the intricacies of certain dilemmas. So let's say like if you know Star Trek and transporters, he goes over the trouble with transporters in one of his latest videos. The dilemmas of transporting your body from one place to the next. Pretty cool how he goes over it, the philosophy behind it, how, you know, the way that it works, and you really think about it, and you're like, oh man, that's kind of crazy. And he has a lot more videos about that, about stuff like that, or like about the political system, maybe the what's the best way to vote, or like better voting systems to work with, or why did we go with horses over zebras? You know, maybe you never knew. There's actually really good reasons why, and we just didn't know, or I didn't know until I watched that video. And then another one is by Domix. He does little cartoon sketches with voiceover. They're like anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes long, I guess. And they're just like certain events, usually in his life or whatever the case may be. And they're just hilarious little things that are like everyday little things. Like if you've ever worked in retail or going to school or just crushes or whatever, you can. I know there's way too many torches. Whatever, I'll figure it out later. And they're just really comical little sketches. And I would recommend that too. I got links to all those shows. I'll throw them down in the description. And finally, I went and saw Zootopia. Hot damn! If you liked Big Hero 6, if you liked Frozen, if you like Pixar, because Disney does own Pixar, and they definitely made those movies. They didn't necessarily make the Pixar movies, but they've made the ones I just said before those, Big Hero 6 and whatnot, and Zootopia. And it's just a fantastic, fantastic film. Highly recommend it. Go out, go see that. Superb. Can't go wrong. And I have started watching House of Cards. It's really good timing too because of the primaries, right, in the United States election. So it's really interesting to check that out. So I would highly recommend that show. I've only seen 2, so granted, but I mean the other seasons were fantastic. So far, it is fantastic. I'm pretty much going to go watch that right after this because I can't get enough of it. But it is what it is. Anyways, hopefully next time I'm going to have a whole bunch of this done, cleared out, and at least get myself established so I'm not terrified. Hopefully I found a sheep or something and have a bed. That'd be nice, right? Maybe some more food because I feel like I'm going to die. Hopefully not. But anyways, so look forward to that next episode where I plan to build like a little... I want to make a whole kingdom here. I know, right? A lot of work, a lot of terraforming on my end. I'm going to basically clear out a lot of land. I know there's a thing about using the land, but I don't know. I like that. I do. And a lot of people do that. But I'm like, man, I'm the odd person out in this world. And I'm going to make it my own. So we're going to do whatever I want to do here and just demolish this and make it my own. I mean, we'll replant trees. Don't worry. I care about the trees. We'll be bringing them back. They grow pretty quickly, so it's all good. Anyways, so thanks for watching, and hope to see you again. All right, later.